Hey guys, okay, so the video you are about to see is uncut to the max that I can make it. So there are long pauses in it. So bear with me as I'm trying to figure out how to say things and what to say in this entirely frustrating situation. And I know that my channel, I've always said that I am a So I know that my channel, I've said that I am a safe space and I am a activist for all, and I just want people to feel comfortable and all of that kind of stuff. This is the first video I've actually shown that side of me. It's mainly just been a safe space where people can come and hang out, which that still is, but there may be more of these videos where I use my voice and I try to make the world a better place, whether that is in video games or things that I love or just anything. I love to be an activist. Growing up, I didn't really have a lot of rights, and I didn't feel like I could be myself because I had trouble, or I got in trouble for listening to something like I Kissed a Girl. And the reason why I couldn't listen to that was because it had girl on girl action in the song. And someone very homophobic denied me that access to that song and denied me, listening to something that later on I found out that it was literally a part of the community that I now belong to. This is not part of, sexuality. This is more just a general human rights kind of thing, and a game that is so focused on what they want to proceed as that they've kind of lost themselves in a way. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into my rant, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope you stick around for the entire rant. It might be hard to follow me for a little bit, but I hope you like it. Hey guys, okay, so this is going to be a frustrating video. There is not going to be an intro on this one, just because I feel like this should be just a rant style video, Okay, so today, which is going to be tomorrow when you guys see this, because I got time to edit and I have a ton of things I need to do tonight as it is. It's just kind of, I was just going to edit the video and then send it out. So now I have to do a ton more things tonight, but that's okay. This is important and it should be talked about. Okay. So basically, The Sims 4. Because I play it and because I love it and because I'm so open with my love for The Sims 4, I feel like I should talk about it. Now, here's the thing, and here's the big kicker. Me. As passing as white, even though that my heritage is Aboriginal or Indigenous or Native American, whatever the part of the world that identifies that group of people, because I know that across the world it's identified as a bunch of things. Me personally, I identify as Indigenous. That's just me. There's just so, like, I should not, passing as white, I should not have to speak on how important it is to show representation in The Sims 4. Whether you be Black, Asian, Indigenous, I'm drawing a blank, any other non-white heritage, you should not have to fight so hard to be recognized in a game that is so heavily promoted to be inclusive. And that's what the root cause is. We're about to watch a video of Sims Lindsay, which is the Sims executive producer, speaking on the subject matter. But in this entire video, I got so tense because they talk about, you know what? Let's just watch it together.
Hi Simmers. First of all, I hope you're healthy and I hope that you're safe. And I want to address a topic that is near and dear to The Sims. Inclusivity is at the core of the Sims franchise. From the beginning, we set out to let you build Sims that look like you or people that you know. And we understand that right now it doesn't feel like we're truly living up to that promise. We hear you, and we recognize we have not done enough to address the variety of skin tones and hairstyles that you expect to find in The Sims 4. While we have made additions and improvements and fixes in the past, there is much more for us to do. We are making it a priority to release more options this year, as well as to address the visual issues with current skin tones, specifically to improve the blushy artifacts and ashy tones. We've iterated on these before, but we're doing a deep dive into our full pipeline to trace our assets through every step and compare the before and afters to assess any loss in quality. As we've demonstrated, The Sims is committed not only to inclusion, but to authentic and respectful inclusion, which means we don't do this work alone. We take a feedback from a number of places that inform the work and hold us accountable in our execution. And part of that accountability is communicating to you. We will strive to keep you as up-to-date and informed as possible. So as a start, we're promising to fix the visual artifacts with existing skin tones and increase the number of tones available in The Sims 4 this fall. Our community is bigger and stronger than it has ever been, and we will continue to make sure that our players are heard, feel represented, and are able to create without boundaries. We are blown away by the incredible craftsmanship of our mod community and what they bring to the game, and the ways in which they've expanded on the Sims 4 experience. And there's no question that their contributions make the world of The Sims better. However, we know that this does not absolve us from continuing to grow and improve as well. We realize there isn't one single fix for representation, and we are dedicating people to ongoing commitments to continue improvement over the long term. Thank you so much for caring about each other and caring about your experiences in The Sims 4. And thank you for being part of our continued evolution. So.
Okay. So now that just played, a few things. And I'm going to rip one piece out of this because it is so damn important. But first, I'm going to give a shout out to the mod creators of The Sims 4 for recognizing that there is an injustice with The Sims 4 and their, oh my god, my eye twitch. My eye is twitching. I'm so irritated and just so fed up. I want to say thank you for creating a more inclusive environment than The Sims team has done. And this is going to sound like I'm ripping on The Sims 4 or Sims team, which I kind of am, but I'm doing it in a love for the game and for the community, and that we deserve better kind of situation, because this is exactly what I feel. It shouldn't take Plumbella, Little Simsy, Pixelade, and all of the creators that are playing the game for a response. This response came after so many creators. I even filmed the video expressing my frustration for this, and like so many creators have and is speaking up on this, because it is in entirely injustice. I'm like spinning because like my head is like trying to speak and like my mouth is just speaking at a different speed. Okay, so basically it's 2020. Let me just put it this way. It's 2020. There's protests for racism, equality, and just better treatment of just everybody, but more so marginalized communities. What fuels this is because I know The Sims history. Way back when it was back in the 2000s, they still had, you were still able to have gay marriage. Or, hook up with a person. I don't think marriage was actually in the game at that point, but you could hook up with someone with the same sex. And it was such a taboo topic then. But in 2020, the world has to go and protest this amount of stuff. And something like The Sims, it's already been a pioneer for so many different causes, hasn't been a trendsetter for this. And this is why part of me is holding The Sims on a pedestal, because they've already been a pioneer for so many things, and so many rights and so many equalities. And it irritates me that The Sims 3 has and had, when people played it, if people still play it, kudos to you, you're part of the has, just more equality and just more everything. And then The Sims 4 kind of came out and they just kind of dropped it all. Over the years, they're adding more skin tones and stuff like that. That's not enough. That's not enough. And I can't stress this enough. That's not enough. And I applaud The Sims team for making this video. But at the same time, The Sims 4 has been out for about 6 years. It took you 6 years for justice and equality in your game? A game that represents everybody. And that is such a pioneer for life. Life simulation. Life creation. And yet, it took you 6 years. There's just so much frustration. I don't think I could put it all into a video. And I'm just so frustrated that, and maybe they've been working on it for a while, but that still doesn't excuse it. It doesn't excuse anything. And yes, they're taking full responsibility for it. But at the same time, it took you 6 years. Come on. That's where I'm going to end it. That's where I'm going to end this video. I feel like it needed to be put out because at the end of the day, this whole situation is a double-edged sword. And yes, we're all fighting for justice, inequality, for marginalized community in 2020. And I guess that also goes with the video game community. But it's just so disappointing that The Sims, being a pioneer for sexuality, and that had the progression to create diversity in The Sims 3, to only be ripped away in The Sims 4. And 6 years later, so much dedication is being brought into it. I understand that things aren't done overnight. But if it's taking you 6 years to create this stuff, it better be the best stuff we have in the game. It better be the top-notch everything. If not, it's taking you 6 years to make diversity in this game. And one of the biggest things that I've had... Yeah, I said I was going to end this video. I want to touch on one more thing. She said that part of the process is listening to us as game players. How long have we been wanting more diversity in The Sims 4? How long? How long have you been listening? I get that there's patches, and I get that there was things that kind of come out. But at the same time, I want to be very critical and very I want to express my frustration. Because there's no excuses. None whatsoever. Especially if you say that you're listening. We've been asking for this for 6 years. And then we got a half-assed job. And then we've still been asking for it. Come on. Do better. Be better. And just... if you're going to strive to be an inclusive game that everybody can see themselves, then make it as such. And listen. It shouldn't take 6 years. Anyways, I'm going to leave this video here because it's just been an interesting and long one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for listening to my rant. And it's not just The Sims 4 that needs to get their act together with diversity and inclusion. It's all video games. Some of them have done good with diversity, but the whole situation, and don't get me started around TV. That's a whole other set of worms. Just everybody, it just needs it, okay? The world just needs it, and I think it's time for everything to be ripped apart and just... we need to see a change, and we need to see it now. We've needed to see it yesterday. We've needed to see it years ago. Enough is enough. Let's just see this change. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.